Welcome to Monday Night Madness, everybody. I'm Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starters in the building with my brother D-Man, Dalton Smith. What's going on, Dalton?
Hey, what's up, Dre? How's everybody doing tonight?
I hope everybody's doing good because we're about to have some real conversation here. Real conversation. Let me just first and foremost say thank you very much, everybody who supports Rise Up Family. Genuinely, we appreciate you supporting the shows. You've been supporting them for 3.5 years. We appreciate that greatly. I am ever indebted to you guys, everyone who supports. You guys are so used to us always going back and forth with the sports talk. I know. I mean, we are the number one sports family in the world, and I'm not trying to be cocky or conceited, but I want to be real with it. You're not going to get conversations like ours anywhere else in the world, and that's just a known fact. But tonight we are going to do more conversating and sports talking than sports bantering and going at each other tonight because there's a lot of topics I want to talk about in place. First and foremost, there's a couple of serious topics that need to be talked about. Dak Prescott in Dallas, we need to talk about that in specifics and have a conversation on it. Secondly, Jimmy G is now benched in San Francisco. We need to talk about that. We will also talk about what everybody's been talking about since they ain't even brushed their teeth this morning. I mean, people before they brushed their teeth this morning was already talking about LeBron James and the Michael Jordan conversation. Listen, if y'all here for real sports conversation about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, I would behoove you to share this to all your friends because what you are going to hear may surprise you from me personally. Again, this is a real sports conversation, and I'm going to have it as such tonight about both guys, especially LeBron James, because let's be clear, as much as for some reason we don't like certain people, even though we don't know them, even though they're a testament to greatness, we have to give respect where respect is due. And that's just the honest to God truth. So we're going to have those conversations today as we talk about those topics. So like and share because this is going to be, yes, a very conversation. Okay. Dalton
What's up?
Smith, my brother from another mother, always here, always a parent. When you win or lose, you are always here. First and foremost, what would you like to talk about first? Go ahead and pick it on the docket. I'm letting you pick first, brother.
Well, I'm gonna start with Dak Prescott and Cowboys situation.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about Dak Prescott in the Cowboys situation. My question to you, number one, right off the jump, is Dak's future in Dallas in jeopardy to you,
To me, not really.
and why not?
Well, the thing is, because he had injuries and stuff. I mean, I think he should get another shot though. But if he wouldn't have got injured, I would say yes. Because he
Mm,
didn't play. Thing is, before he got injured, though, he didn't play like a worth 40 million.
okay, why would you say that he didn't play like a $40 million quarterback?
Because he was like keep struggling and stuff,
As far as what is he struggling with?
like throwing deep.
So you
Like
think you think he has accuracy issues?
I would say that like he's more like a mobile quarterback in my opinion.
Okay. Do you feel that there's a knock on mobile quarterbacks when it comes to the game of football?
Yes.
Okay. So can you elaborate on what knocks the knocks or the distinct that you may have against or you think people have against mobile quarterbacks?
Like throwing deeps and stuff.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
last year, like when he like sometimes him like Jason Witten and Marty Cooper, like he has to get on the same page and stuff.
Okay. So you think that he has inconsistency issues with
I would
with
say that.
his pass production or passing as a quarterback. All right. So I will say this right off the jump. Number one, I told you today may be a surprising day for a lot of folks. You guys are so used to us, again, talking stuff about certain quarterbacks. Let me be very clear. Dak Prescott, you are a phenomenal athlete. You are a phenomenal athlete and a one-of-a-kind guy. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of us don't do what these guys do or haven't done what these guys do. So, again, with respect to what they do, today is a day where I'm going to show a lot of admiration to a lot of people. You will not hear me talk a whole hell of a lot of junk or banter, as they call it, about these certain topics, especially when it comes to people who have great leadership skills. Dak Prescott is a great leader, to be very honest with you. And I know we bust Marcus bets. We busted Marcus bets a lot about the Dallas Cowboys and how they should be so much more. But I will be very clear. I did a little research on Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott, and these numbers are very interesting. So in 2016, Dak Prescott had a 13-3 record as a rookie. Threw for 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Had an interception rate of 0.9. Okay, that's 1%. He had a touchdown ratio of 5%. For those who know what that equivalates to, he also had a completion rating of 68% coming out of Mississippi State. This was the guy who originally had a late first round draft grade on him, who ended up going in the third round because of some certain issues. Let's be clear. I will tell you one thing I definitely can admire and respect about a person is when a person is going through adversity, that person who goes through adversity is able to overcome. So number one, right off the jump, Dak Prescott gets a lot of respect from me right off the rip.
He didn't have any interceptions these past 5 games he played, right?
He's got 4 in these past 5
Don't
games.
get me wrong, he's an excellent player, but like those 5 games he couldn't close it out at the end, and then he had that crappy part about it is that he got injured, but they went and Andy Dalton went in and then he ended up prevailing at the end. So
correct. Oh yeah. By the way, I'm gonna get to that. I promise you. Dak Prescott has played every single game in the regular season. His second season, they went 9-7, and it looked like he had a little drop off, a little decline. 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. His interception ratio jumped almost 2%. He threw for 3,300 yards, but again, still a good 9-7 record, right? 9-7 wholesome record. 2018. 10-6 record. This time he almost threw for 4,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and his interception ratio went down about a point percentile, almost a point and a half. Interceptions went down 5, right? His completion rating was around 68% again. 2019, the year that we all questioned, he went 8-8, missed the playoffs. Obviously, had 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, had an interception ratio of 1.8 and a touchdown ratio of 5.0. Again, throwing for almost 5,000 yards. He threw for 4,902 yards. And then right now,
is he compared to be the Dan Marino of the modern era?
That's a really good question. I think, to be very honest with you, Dak was a lot more mobile and Dan Marino was a lot more accurate. With that being said, I still give Dak.
I'm not trying to sound like an a-hole for saying that at all.
No.
I'm just trying to compare his stats. You were saying how many yards he was throwing.
Correct. None taken. In the 5 games that Dak Prescott has played so far, he has a 2-3 record. He has a 68% completion rating, almost 2,000 yards, 1,856 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And again, he has had some issues with the fumbling as far as fumbling the football, but that's because again he lost 2 of his best offensive linemen. We all know about the blind side. If you watch the movie Blind Side, we all know about it. It's the reason why tackles, guards get paid a whole hell of a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Now Dak is injured and probably will be out for the rest of the season with a snapped ankle, right? He's got a
Broke
he's
it.
got a
Fractured compound fracture.
Compound fracture, right? So with this being said, I'm going to say this. If the Dallas Cowboys, and I was one who last year talked about the rumors of Dak Prescott being traded for another passing quarterback, but I will say this, and it's very clear. Dak Prescott deserves $40 million.
What, to set the bench? I'd pay
And a
him
lot of people, nope, not this year. It would happen next year, right? Because that's after his 5th year. Because 2020 would have been his 5th year, this contract year, right? They put him on the tag for 31.4.
Yeah, he kept like
Dak
he wanted to do it, but then he just kept freezing it, and then now other teams are gonna look at it as, is he actually worth paying the $40 million to play?
So here's what I have to say to the Dallas Cowboys organization. And I really don't want to go here, but again, I'm going to go there because I'm the fire starter and I have to. I am sick of majority of the black quarterbacks that I see in the league on a short string. And the reason why yes, absolutely. And the reason why, Dennis Holmes, thank you for that message. Yes. And the reason why is because Dallas should have already paid Dak. Let's be very mindful and very clear. Now, am I saying Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the league? No. Am I saying has he been in the hunt for MVP? Yes.
I don't know about that.
Does Dak Prescott have a lot of intangibles? Yes. Can he be mistake prone sometimes? Yes. But what I will say is that I watched a certain Deshaun Watson get paid $44 million, and you guys don't think that Dak Prescott is $4 million less worthy of Deshaun Watson with what he's done in the years that he's been in Dallas, with the coaching he's had in Dallas? That to me is absolutely asinine. And I'm one who always makes fun of Dak Prescott. I've always kind of bantered about him because it's Marcus' team, and they get on my nerves sometimes with this Dallas Cowboys talk. It can be ridiculous sometimes, but nevertheless, here's a real moment for you. Dak deserves 40. He deserves 40, and it's plain and simple. I get it. Dak this year has had to come back because his defense is terrible. I get it that Dak's offense has been very inconsistent. Sometimes his offense has had erectile dysfunction when it comes down to drives in the beginning or at the end of games. I mean, let's be clear. I said it once before. I'll say it again. The Rams this year bitched you. The other games, the first half, you've had turnovers in every first half. Every single first half from game 2 to game 5. You've punted on multiple occasions, fumbled on multiple occasions. But what I will say is most quarterbacks usually fold. Dak doesn't. Dak keeps on pressing. He keeps on pressing and damn near could have won every game this season. He damn near could have won every game this season. I am one who is not a Dallas Cowboys fan. But I will be clear and be very honest. that if the Dallas Cowboys are stupid enough to let Dak Prescott go for Andy Dalton, who couldn't cut it in Cincinnati, you're a damn fool. You have sadly mistaken yourselves. Dak deserves 40.
Well, the thing is with Dak Prescott, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, his defense are terrible. I mean, he lost Travis Frederick to retirement, and he lost the offensive line due to injuries like Tyron Smith, and isn't Collins injured?
Yes, Leighton Collins is injured.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of O-line players this year.
Yes. I mean, is Dallas Cowboys offensive line more talented than most? Yes. But still in all, regardless, to have to play from behind a lot of the times, to have to worry about injuries. I mean, injuries happen in the league, so am I giving Dak an excuse for that? No.
I'm not.
But what I admire most about Dak is that this guy seems to overcome and keep pressing. It's similar, and to be very honest, it's similar to a certain ET that I know very well. I mean, not to make it about Rise Up Family, but Rise Up Family has overcame a lot of stuff in the 3 years that we've been around, and we have pressed on. So that is a Dak trait that I admire greatly of Dak Prescott. Is the guy uber inconsistent? No. His worst passing percentage was 63% for crying out loud in 2017. I mean, the guy is damn near a 70% passer of the football. My only knock has been him throwing outside the numbers sometimes. But it seems like Dak wants to work and get better as a player and as a leader. And for that reason, the Dallas Cowboys would be freaking stupid. That's my honest opinion. You guys can call 716-481. Yes, and I might as well have dropped the mic almost right there. You see it right here. Almost dropped the mic. I dropped the filter. It's okay. 716-481-8249. You can call in, put it in the comment section. Is he better than Wentz? Yes, he's better than Carson Wentz at this point. Definitely better than Carson Wentz.
I'm gonna have to agree. Whoever made that comment, I'm gonna say I agree.
Yeah, Dak is worth every bit of $40 million. And to be very honest with you, and it's fine and dandy. I see you, Will Bombard. Is Lamar Jackson the average quarterback? We ain't gonna talk about that. That is the most profound, absurd.
Yeah, I don't want to go there about that.
Yeah, that is the most profound, absurd comment I've heard. Even for fantasy football, it's absurd. Nevertheless, moving on. Will Bombard, you say you see how respected he is. Yeah, I see how respected he is, and for reasons that he should be respected. I mean, again, the guy holds traits of great integrity. We talk about integrity a lot. He holds traits of great integrity. Now, mind you, I am not a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I do not like the Dallas Cowboys. But again, credit is given where credit is due. Do I think his future is in jeopardy? Here's the real answer. It is. Unfortunately. And the reason why I say that is because of what we've seen as far as short ends of sticks. The only way I could see Dak Prescott's jeopardy not being future not being in jeopardy is if they make him prove it again. Because now Dak is injured. So now guess what the Dallas Cowboys excuse is going to be now, or reasoning is going to be now. Well, Dak, you're injured. You got to prove it to us that you can get back on the horse and actually play football without getting injured again, right?
Right.
So next year will be a prove it deal, which I think they will tag him again. in which I want to say that his tag for next season is around 37-ish next year. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, Tristan Hill is also out for the remainder of the year. I guess that helps the Dallas Cowboys because he was trash anyway, right?
Right.
If I'm
Cowboys defense,
Dak,
they've been trash anyway.
if I'm Dak, I feel underappreciated almost. Like he goes leaps and bounds. I mean, the guy is pretty good. He's been what, top 3, top 5 for the last two, 3 seasons,
I would say that.
right? But you don't want to pay him the money. You don't want to give him his just desserts. I wish Marcus Betts didn't talk so much junk. I'm sorry, yes, I'm saying Marcus Betts. I wish Marcus Betts didn't talk so much junk, because if he didn't talk so much junk, I probably would have been able to get all this out earlier. But nevertheless, it's a whole lot of fun with the sports banner. But I have to be real with sports talk, and today is a perfect day to be 100% honest and upfront about certain topics as such. Again, if you want to join the Zoom, it's also 872-711-8027. You can join the Zoom, or you can call. The call line is in the comment section, nevertheless. So, speaking of another quarterback we need to talk about, I'll move off of Dak now. We need to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk junk, and I'm going to stick to it. Jimmy G, what's going on? What is your opinion on Jimmy G, Dalton? I got to get it first from you.
I'm going to be honest with you. He's like overrated quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, he was never that good.
Ooh.
Jimmy G.
That's how you feel about Tom Brady's protege?
I mean, when he was starting, he's not like really that good.
So why is he not that good, though?
Like he barely threw the pass, like he has kind of mediocre accuracy and stuff.
Really?
And we saw what happened in the Super Bowl with that Frank Clark thing when he did that weird throw, awful throw in the Super Bowl.
So let me ask you right now. Put this in the comment section. How many seasons has Jimmy Garoppolo actually fully started? How many seasons has Jimmy Garoppolo fully started? Let's put that in the comment section for anybody who knows right now. Or you can call with the answer as well. Dalton, do you know the answer?
I think so, but I'm going to let them make a comment for that. I'm going to let them answer.
Awesome. Let's see. Trina Cooper, what's going on? What's up? Willa Bombard said, Jimmy who? Hey, Shaniqua, what's going on? Good to see you as well. Willa Bombard said, none. LOL. Laugh out loud. None.
I thought it was only like one season, like last year.
It is one. It's last year, right? Do you know what Jimmy Garoppolo's completion percentage was last year, Dalton?
Went like 68 or something?
It was 69%. 69%. And in the 5 games that he played in 2017, it was 67, right?
Yeah.
But in the meantime, in between time, in 2018, it was 59.6. And guess what it is this year?
I would say to me, like 35.
Dog, you're being very facetious. It's okay. It's cool. It's cool. No, it's actually 60%. He's thrown 40 completed passes in 3 games. In 2.5 games. Okay.
Well, it feels like 35. I mean, I'm not trolling anything. It looks like in my opinion.
It does look like it. It definitely does. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. It does look like that. He's always hurt. Kellen said 0 at Jimmy G.
Back to Jimmy G. There's one thing I did not understand. Why would they sign 5-year extension back in 2018?
Why did they sign Jimmy G?
Yeah, for 5th-year extension.
So you got to remember that his first 3 seasons was in New England. 2017, he came to San Francisco. 2018 was his second year in which neither one of those years he started. He was injured. He was injured. He was 5-0 in 2017. 2018, 1-2.
Yeah, before the freak accident.
Yeah, before the freak accident. And in 2018, we talked about overcoming odds and overcoming adversity. Then he ended up 13-3 and off to the Super Bowl he was, right?
Yeah.
Now he's benched. My question is, what should the San Francisco 49ers do with Jimmy G?
Honestly, they should trade him.
So you believe in C.J. Beathard and Nick Mullins?
I would say Nick Mullins more than like when you look at C.J. Beathard against the Eagles. I mean, he had a pretty good game. You know, the thing is, you never know about C.J. Beathard. I mean, like he could struggle a few games, and Nick Mullins he could do good. I think Nick Mullins he's a good backup.
So he's playing the little Kim role well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. His record is 22-7, by the way, for his entire career. 20-7 with the San Francisco 49ers. You letting that go to waste?
To me, yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you name 3 quarterbacks since 1950 to win more games in their first 20 starts? It's an interesting question to ask. Put the answer in the comment section. Can you name the only 3 quarterbacks since 1950 to win more games in their first 20 starts?
Back to Jimmy G, I think the Patriots made a mistake for trading him to the 49ers. I think he should stay with the Patriots, in my opinion.
So you think he would have been better off? And so let me ask this question. So with what you've seen Cam Newton do, you think Jimmy G would have been better off in New England?
Well, if they would give him more time, yes.
Wow. How many agree with that comment Dalton just made? Put it in the comment section as well. Willa Mumbar said Jimmy G. Mullins is better than Jimmy G. Bradshaw, maybe 1. Maybe 1. Okay. That's what you guys think? Just 1? I'll leave it up to chance. I'll let y'all do some research on that and tell me what 3 quarterbacks. Okay. All right. Moving right along. This is going to be a very interesting and quick Monday Night Madness because I actually have some things I have to do as well. And the vault will be coming up shortly, but we got other things to talk about, sir. Here's my other conversation we need to have about quarterbacks. Is Lamar Jackson going to have a drop-off season this season? That is a question to you.
To me, yes.
Why is that?
Well, the thing is with Lamar Jackson, like all he does is keep running the ball. I mean, like he's good at accuracy. He's not like a pocket passer. I mean, the thing was Lamar. I mean, he has problems with the playoffs. He hasn't won a single playoff game yet.
So,
and by the way, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, has Lamar ever throw like a 300-yard or 400?
That's a good question. Why don't you ask everybody to look that up? How many has he thrown? Go ahead.
How many times did Lamar Jackson threw 300 or 400 yards? Put in the comment.
I'm interested to see how many times. I honestly, Dalton, I would have to research that before I gave you an answer. And I want to say that it's probably less than how many fingers I have right now. I'm sure it's less than that. But here's what I think. I think teams are starting to realize what Lamar Jackson likes to do in that run pass offense. You know, he likes to use the option a lot. Either he hands it off to the quarterback, running back, or he keeps it himself, or he's faking both and throwing down the field to Mark Andrews or Hollywood Brown, who've been injured majority of the season. I think a lot of people are picking up on that as he starts to play better teams. Better teams are starting to get the best of them. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think the Baltimore Ravens will beat the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because Big Ben is back.
I'm going to say not really. But the thing is with the Ravens and Steelers, like they're going to split this season. I mean, they're not going to sweep each other.
Okay.
And the thing is with the Lamar Jackson, I mean, he has a tough test against the Steelers defense when you had like T.J. Watt, trying to think his name, Cameron Haywood, all those great players. Bud Dupree, Devin Bush. Yeah, Lamar has tough tests against the Steelers defense.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Pittsburgh's winning twice. I think last year they had it out last year. The one game they should have won, Juju fumbled. Pittsburgh. I think Big Ben adds a element to that offense that was missing last year, especially when you have Duck Hodges, Duck and Mason as your quarterbacks. I think Big Ben is twice as good as both of them put together. In which you've seen it this season, the Pittsburgh Steelers are what? Undefeated, right?
Undefeated.
Right now. Big Ben is playing inspired football, and I think that inspired football leads them right into that rivalry in which I think Lamar Jackson will have to come up huge against that defense, and that defense has been pretty stout. So I think either way, especially now that we're playing bubble football, in which a lot of fans aren't around. So really, traveling doesn't matter too much because there's no crowd for real. I think that's an advantage for Pittsburgh. And I think Pittsburgh definitely could win both of these games and solidify the fact that Big Ben is back and that they'll be taking the division. Now, do I think Baltimore will go to the playoffs with Lamar Jackson? Sure. Do I think Lamar Jackson's an average quarterback? Hell to the no. I think he's an exceptional quarterback as well. Kelly agrees with you. He said they'll split the series. They're both playoff teams and should face off in the playoffs at some point. They could very well. I just think, again, because of the atmosphere being different. Now, if this wasn't bubble football, I'd probably say, yeah, they'll split. But Go ahead.
Well, the thing is with Lamar Jackson, I mean, I know it's too early for him. I mean, he's 0-2 in the playoffs, though, but I don't know. I'm just questioning about this John Harbaugh situation with Lamar Jackson. I mean, yeah, they're good in the regular season, but like in the playoffs, they just couldn't get the job done. Like Lamar just haven't won a playoff game yet.
Right about that. Yeah, he hasn't. He can't win the big games, I guess, especially when the playoffs come. He's not winning those games whatsoever. And then when it comes down to better competition, I mean, he beat the New England Patriots. He definitely served them up.
I'm gonna show you. See Lamar cover.
Oh,
Could be
you got
Madden
Lamar
curse.
close by, huh? The Madden curse is on him. Somebody said that in the comment section. Oh, Kellen Lane said the Madden curse is on him. I hope not. I would hope that the Madden curse is not on Lamar Jackson. I think still he's a phenomenal athlete and specimen in which if you put some pieces around him as far as being able to throw the football and having some weapons besides Mark Andrews, I think he could pretty much go somewhere. I mean, he could be very successful in the league. Now, we always talk about who's the MVP of the league as far as players. But I want to know who's the most valuable coach right now.
Most valuable.
Put it in the comment section or call 716-481-8249. Who's the most valuable coach right now? Are you holding your tongue because you want to say Sean Payton?
No. I was going to say one person, though, but he's not. He hasn't done good. I mean, he lost 2 games.
Who was that?
Andy Reid.
But
after what I saw performance against the Raiders, I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to say like Mike Tomlin, in my opinion.
You saying Mike Tomlin is the most valuable coach right now?
To me.
Pittsburgh coach?
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking at the comments. Ian Rakelli said you need a bigger sample size on Lamar Jackson before we label him as a failure in the playoffs. He's only had 2 career playoff games in the postseason. Willa Bumbar said Pete Carroll or Sean McDermott. Dalton Smith pulled the Madden 21 out the cut. He did. He kept him close. He got Lamar Jackson close. Sean McDermott is what Kellen Lane said. All right. Yeah.
Or Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin. And Sean McDermott, you can't go either wrong.
So here's my answer. A lot of people are not going to like this answer. And in fact, I think folks are going to say, oh, well, that's such a homer pick. But I'm going to stick to my convictions. And I'm going to say that a guy who was 27th in offense in Tennessee as an offensive coordinator comes into a prestigious organization as such, and then wins 18 out of the last 22 games that he's coached with somewhat of a depleted defense that includes really pass rushing and Jerry Alexander, the Smith brothers and Jerry Alexander, and an offense that has Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams with the emergence of Allen Lazard. I'm going to say it's Matt LaFleur. And I, at first, didn't like the Matt LaFleur move, but it's LaFleur. And the reason why I say it's LaFleur is because I'm gonna be honest. He has Green Bay playing with a whole lot of fun. They are having a whole lot of fun playing football right now. I don't think that they had that for a minute. This season, it shows that they're really excited about the results from last season, except for the fact that the 49ers blew them out twice. Other than that, this year is very indicative of that. And as a young-minded guy, as a young mind who's super young, I think it is super important that he continues this trail. Brett in the Hills is going to come in here and start talking about these 49ers. I promise you, I see it coming. I can foresee the future. So I'm like, that's so 49ers. Here he comes. Brett Hills, what's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Brett?
Going on? So,
my bad. I forgot to change my name back. I had to change it today because I had to do front of the court over the Zoom.
Got a question for you. Who's the most valuable coach in football right now?
Most valuable coach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, head coach.
I mean, can it be anybody other than Andy Reid at this point?
It could be
Explain it. If you say that, explain it. You got to explain why.
Look at what he's dealing with. Look at what he dealt with last year. It was deficit after deficit after deficit that he had to overcome in the playoffs on top of the Super Bowl against my favorite team. So I can do nothing but tip my hat to that guy. I mean, yeah, they lost to the Raiders, but, you know, the Raiders got to have one good win every decade.
I agree. I mean, Andy Reid, he's always been a good coach.
And at this point, Andy Reid is dealing with an under-average defense.
And the problems with Andy Reid, we all know it happens with the Raiders. I mean, you know, they won, though, but Patrick Mahomes, he did not play like Patrick Mahomes yesterday.
Yeah. Let's not talk about who didn't play like they should have yesterday, because one thing's for freaking sure. My Niners didn't play like they were supposed to. That was absolutely horrible. How do you get blown out by the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, y'all got them cheeks clapped. I ain't even gonna lie. Bad for business. I'm surprised you didn't pick Mike Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan.
No. Because at this point, he's not getting it done with second and third string players. And last time I checked, this is football. It's next man up.
Yeah, a lot of people would disagree with you about that next man up thing.
And honestly, Jay, I am never going to say Sean Payton ever.
Hey, did you hear about that trade rumor today for the Packers, Dre?
What's
going on?
Possible by the trade deadline, Devontae Parker to the Packers.
You can bring Devontae Parker on.
Leave up the trade. I got a question for both of y'all.
Do
you think we're going to see a trade deadline this year, the way or with the situation?
Yeah, because I heard a name that's circling around right now. Jerry Jones made a phone call today. He's trying to get Matthew Stafford over there. In a 3-team deal that would send Stafford to the Cowboys, it would send Dwayne Haskins to the Lions. Lions would receive 1st and 4th round picks from the Cowboys. And I can't remember what it said that the Redskins, the National Football Team, would give up.
Well, the thing is with Stafford, if he does go with the Cowboys, I mean, that's his home team because he's from Texas.
Yeah. Stafford could lead them to a Super Bowl.
So I will say this. I think Cleveland's coach definitely is in consideration. Coming from Minnesota, he's changed. He's definitely changed the culture over there. Stefanski.
Yeah.
I mean Stefanski. I'm sorry. Stefanski
I
has
know
definitely
who
changed
you're
the culture
talking
over there. Also, I could agree with Sean McVay a little bit. If Sean, yeah, I can agree with Sean McVay. Ethan said it's either Belichick or Sean McVay. They're exceeding expectations with teams that they have. If they keep it up, keep the momentum up, they should be in a conversation for Coach of the Year. I tell you now, Gase Zimmer, homer pick incoming. Yeah, I kind of figured you would say that, Ethan, because you're a Chicago Bears fan who's 4-1, but you didn't even pick your own coach. Okay.
And I also heard a rumor today about possibly Matty Ice to the Patriots at deadline.
Mm.
That could be interesting.
So with if that happens, do you think the Falcons might?
That would be crazy.
If that happens, do you think they're going to tank Trevor Lawrence?
Maybe.
No.
Nah.
I think the Falcons anyway.
Maybe.
In that situation, Atlanta would pay the favor back to the University of Georgia and show University of Georgia what they lost in Justin Fields.
Says Stafford ain't taking nobody to the Super Bowl. Right about that. Even though I do like Matt Stafford somewhat. I have a little liking for Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers are the same quarterbacks.
On that note, I had to mute your mic for that. That is absolutely absurd. I can't believe you would even, it's disrespectful. All right, I'll ask to unmute your mic back.
It wouldn't be a show without me if A-Rod didn't pop up.